Welcome to the Genium X4 Trial Fitting Guide. To ensure a smooth and successful experience, we'll take you step by step through the entire trial fitting from start to finish. When you open the loaner box, you'll find the Genium X4, the loaner tube, the Bluetooth PIN card with the 4-digit connection code, and the charger. Please ensure the knee is sufficiently charged before the first use. If the existing knee joint does not have a 0-degree pyramid tilt, pay special attention during the bench alignment. If necessary, refit adapters are available to compensate for different angles. Prepare all components and tools for the trial fitting. Remember that the loaner axon tube adapters must not be cut. Begin by connecting the tube adapter to the Genium X4. Stow the connected plugs so that they sit at least 3 mm inside the tube. Now let's connect to the Genium X4. Enable Bluetooth on your Android or Apple device. And wake up the knee joint by attaching and detaching the charger. This also activates Bluetooth for pairing. If Bluetooth deactivates during fitting, you can also reactivate it by turning the knee upside down until it gives feedback. Log into the connectgo.pro app. Access is automatically granted after completing the Genium X4 certification. Now connect to the Genium X4 by selecting the device from the list. With the connection established, we're ready to proceed to the trial with the user. Enter the basic data in the connectgo.pro app. Accurate input is essential for optimal prosthesis control. Pay special attention to the hip flexion contracture. Once all basic data has been entered, you can proceed with the bench alignment, which lays the foundation for a successful trial fitting. Follow the alignment recommendation displayed in the app. Account for a hip flexion contracture by applying the appropriate socket flexion. To flex the socket, tilt it backwards and shift it forwards. Ensure that the alignment reference line runs through the socket reference point. If the hip flexion contracture is not properly considered, the knee may feel unstable, requiring compensatory movements during standing. In addition, stance release may not trigger reliably. Ensure the tube is inserted at least 40 mm, with the printed scale facing anteriorly. The Genium X4 has a 0-degree pyramid. When replacing a knee joint with a different pyramid tilt, compensate for this during alignment. Refit adapters are available if the pyramid tilt cannot be fully compensated using the screws. Once assembled, check clearances by pushing the socket into full extension and full flexion. Make sure the socket does not contact the knee joint or cosmetic cover. Swap the flexion stops to prevent collisions if needed. Tighten the screws to the specified torque before allowing the user to apply weight. Now use the Genium X4's static measurement feature to optimize static alignment. First, perform a manual calibration to ensure maximum measurement accuracy. The ideal load line runs 20 mm in front of the knee axis, originates from the middle of the foot, and runs vertically, which indicates minimal horizontal compensatory forces. In this example, the load line originates anterior to the middle of the foot. This is often caused by too much plantar flexion of the foot, which shifts the load line and tilts it backward. Adjusting the flexion angle of the foot should improve sagittal alignment. If the horizontal force still lies outside the target range, we recommend reviewing the socket flexion. Retorque all screws and let the user walk for automatic recalibration. Once recalibrated, proceed to the dynamic alignment optimization. Check for a consistent stance release on level ground. The stance release feedback can help verify that all stance release criteria are met. The prosthesis must be extended. rotating forward, and carrying more than half the body weight. For a time-efficient trial, we recommend refining these 4 parameters individually together with the user. In the definitive fitting, all parameters should be reviewed. Now we demonstrate the Genium X4's key features, allowing the user to experience its adaptive support in real-world activities. Let them start walking with the prosthetic side so they can experience how the knee joint releases into swing with the first step. Also, have them vary their pace so they can feel how quickly the Genium X4 adapts to different walking speeds. The adaptive control ensures optimal swing phase timing, providing toe clearance and a smooth, controlled extension stop. While walking, they'll notice how Preflex promotes controlled stance phase flexion. Many users also remark on how smooth and controlled the subsequent motion into knee extension feels. Adding extra weight shows that the knee maintains consistent swing phase control, even when wearing heavier footwear. Also encourage users to try a few steps backward to feel the support and safety the Genium X4 provides. When walking downstairs, notice how the controlled extension motion leads to a consistent and predictable foot position with each step. Users of previous Genium generations will notice a further refinement in step-over-step stair ascent and obstacle negotiation. Continue on the ramp and have them feel how responsively the Genium X4 activates and deactivates the intuitive stance function. Walking uphill, they will notice that the knee accommodates to the incline, reducing the forefoot lever they need to overcome. Let users walk down ramps of different inclinations to experience the innovative early and late stance phase control, which lets users choose their own walking speed, independent of the ramp angle. This is also a great opportunity to feel how the OPG control manages transitions between different terrains. Whenever possible, take the user outdoors or simulate outdoor situations so they can experience the benefits of the Genium X4 across a range of surfaces. Advanced stumble recovery algorithms safeguard the entire swing phase, providing confidence during outdoor walking. Cyclists may want to try out the intuitive cycling function, which automatically activates after a few pedal revolutions. While time in a trial fitting may be limited, we encourage you to take a moment to discuss the additional My modes available. If you know of specific activities your user wants to explore, this is a great opportunity to show how a My mode can support their freedom of movement. At the end of the guided trial, save the data set in the connectgo.pro app. Walk the user through a few final steps before they take the Genium X4 home for further testing. First, demonstrate safety mode and explain when it becomes active. Then show them how to charge the knee, how to plug it in, and what the charging feedback looks and sounds like. Ask the user to download the connectgo app for users and show them how to activate Bluetooth on the knee to connect to it. Hand the user the instructions for use. Also, outline the recommended care after water exposure. Proper care ensures the Genium X4 remains waterproof and corrosion-resistant. After completing the trial, switch off the knee joint with the motion pattern or app and return all loaner components to Ottobock. By following these steps, you've established a strong foundation for a successful trial experience. For more in-depth information, watch our Genium X4 tutorials on the Ottobock Professionals YouTube channel or access them directly in the connectgo.pro app. For additional support, refer to the training materials on My Learning or contact your Ottobock representative.